This is Rethinking Lagos on Inspiration 92.3.
Okay, good morning and welcome to Rethinking Lagos show. Live Inspiration FM 92.3 is the station. My name is Stanley Uche, and in the studio as usual, I have Mr. Deji. Good morning.
Hi, Stan. Nice to be with you again this Saturday morning.
Yeah, Rethinking Lagos is all about changing the way people see and view Lagos. So,
Yeah.
what we're having this beautiful Saturday morning.
Well, it's good. I think it's going to be a big one.
Yeah.
I mean, the person I have we have two people in the studio. We have a media person, a media professional, a journalist actually, from the DW, Katrin Gansler. Did I get it all right, Katrin?
Yes.
Oh, I tried. I mean, interestingly, Katrin has been in West Africa for how many years now?
10 years.
10 years.
But before I was already in Nigeria once.
2 years before then. So 12 years she's been reporting West Africa.
Wow, 12 years is no joke.
Yeah, so you should have an African name by now. You don't have one.
Amaka will be nice.
Okay, so she's going to be sharing with us our general topic for today is basically actually planning for a city like Lagos.
Okay.
So I just wanted to tap into a space in terms of what has been her experience in the last 12 years. What's her perspective? How does she see the city? How do we need to rethink the city? And also to do justice to that is somebody I've been trying to track for the past almost 5 weeks now. Like, he's a very, 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 very busy man. He's a doctor, Dr. Muyiwa Elijah Agunbiade. He's a senior lecturer in the Urban and Regional Planning Department of University of Lagos. Of course, he has his first degree in Urban and Regional Planning and a master's in Geoinformation System. He has a PhD in Infrastructural Engineering. His CV goes on and on and on and on and on. It's a very, very big one. He's been very much involved in a whole lot of town planning projects in Lagos. He has vast experience. I mean, we've been talking since 7 a.m. 6 a.m. this morning.
Wow.
He had to call me. Part of the problem that we are talking about. He had to call me from outside Lagos, and the journey started since 4 a.m.
Yeah, they call it Tall Lagos.
Tall Lagos. So to be here this morning, to avoid traffic, the journey started from 4 a.m.
4 a.m. this morning. Well, good to have you here, sir.
Thank you very much.
Nice
Katrin as well, nice to be here.
Yeah.
So let's have the topic again, so Lagos can
so
know
the topic
exactly.
again is planning. So we're going to be looking at a whole lot of different aspects. We're going to be looking at housing, green space management and transportation, because that's pretty much the field that he has covered. So I just want to zap. So generally we're just talking about planning for a city like Lagos, looking at housing, transportation, and wetlands as a response to climate change.
Okay.
So I think Doctor will take the first shoot. Lagos. Let me just do a bit of introduction, just similarly from our advert. Lagos is a population of 20, 21 million, 22, depending on who is quoting the statistics. We have people moving in every day, depending on the statistics. I think like 20 people or no?
It says it's all rent. You cannot confirm that.
You can't confirm.
I'm not going back.
Yeah. So the statistics is not, but definitely the city is, the population is increasing every
day. Yeah.
You can feel the vibes. And infrastructure, there is a lot of pressure on infrastructure, public transport infrastructure,
Especially housing,
and that's where we're going to probably take it up from. So Doctor, quickly, from your own vast work that you have done solving the housing problem in Lagos, what should we be looking at?
Yeah, thank you for having me. And essentially, I guess the main thing that we have to do is to go back to the basics.
Yeah.
Now, you build a house, you need land. And then we have issues getting it right. So if you don't manage the way we handle our land, if we don't change land policies, then there will be a problem. Now, for instance, now, more than 70% of people living in Lagos are actually living in informal area, formal land, formal settlements. And we are all complaining about not having enough housing There's no way we have enough housing where we don't address that issue. And then another thing that is important or critical is about financing.
House finance.
Yes. So again, we don't have any institution like mortgage system that can allow us to do that effectively. And like it's done everywhere all over the world. Most virtually everybody, especially the working class, you go to bank to borrow money. Now in our case here, and there's this thing they call CCC. The bank will check your credibility, they check your capacity. Then the last C, which is the collateral, comes last. But in Nigeria, it's the collateral that comes first. So you got to have something. You want to borrow 20 million from the bank. You got to have something to prove that you have 25 million. So you fail or the default to pay back the money.
Yes.
Then they'll just take that from you. But it should be the other way around. So if you don't have a mortgage system that will allow you and I to go to bank, you are talking about 18,000 naira as minimum wage. We are still debating about even taking it to 30,000. We can't save even resolve that. Even with 30,000, what do you do with that? So we have to have a mortgage system that will address that. So land, finance, even the labor. Someone was saying sometimes ago that even when you have the money, what about the work, the people that will do the work? As we have today, most of the time, we see bring people from Togo to lay ties for us.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. Somebody even said
the
best tailor you can get around would be Togolese.
Wow.
Nigerians are not patient enough, so they say. So if you want them to lay 2 meter by 2 meter ties for you, they do that under 5 minutes. Whereas somebody to do it effectively, you have to have patience. You have to be patient. Yes. So these are issues, and then even the way we are the vocational aspect of it, where you train people who can do this. Again, everybody is shifting. You want to go to university to have university degree. Even if at the end of the day the degree is not useful. So instead of people learning how to use their hands and vocational training and that, we are shifting emphasis to academic.
You must have a degree.
You must have a degree.
Successful.
You must be successful. Yeah, exactly. So these are issues.
Okay, before I go to Katrin, I would like you to quickly speak to. I've always heard about the land use act as a major problem in the housing sector for Nigeria. What would you like to say about that?
It's a major drawback. Let's be honest with you. And each and every one of us, we know, even people in government, they know. But it's like the big elephant in the room now. It's almost difficult for anybody to touch it. To change the land use act, you've got to get 2/3 majority from all the state national assembly to make anything. In other countries of the world, like I was telling someone this morning, in Uganda, for instance, they came up with this their own non-nationalization in 1975. And then in Nigeria, 3 years after we started our own. Now, 20 years down the line, Uganda changed their own. Now, instead of changing it in Nigeria, we are then put it in the constitution, which make it more difficult to change. So it's a land policy, and we have to do something about it. As it is now, it's going to, okay, for instance, you want to get planning permit or building permit or approval, whatever you call it. You must have a title, for instance. If you don't have a title, you cannot be given planning permit. If you are not given planning permit, you start building. At the end of it all, you have a legal structure. Now we say we have more than 70% structures in informal settlements. Then all we are doing is to add more to that statistics on daily basis. So we have to do something about the land policy that will make us have legal title and make us build legal structures.
Yeah, so we need to reform our land.
Yes, it has to be reformed.
Yeah, Katrin, I know you've been, I think, I can remember, we've been to a particular community, he's been speaking about the informal settlement. What's your take from when you look at housing in the informal settlement? What do you think is the way forward for us?
I think it's really necessary to do something on housing. I think housing and transportation here in Lagos is so stressful. I lived a year in Lagos myself, and I'm always like to be back for a couple of days, but To be honest, I'm happy that I'm in Abuja now and in Cotonou in Benin Republic. And I think especially people who are pushed out of the center of town, they spend so much time in traffic. It's 2 hours, 3 hours a day, one way, then still going back. And it's not healthy for communities, it's not healthy for families, it's not healthy for kids. So my idea is, I know it's very difficult, I don't have a solution on that, but a city like Lagos has to be a fair city. There must be affordable housing, and that doesn't mean people without money are pushed out of town.
Okay. Now, I think we're still going to come back to housing, but there's a close relationship. I would like to quickly speak to transportation. Of course, there's a close relationship between housing and transportation. In fact, they probably go together. You know, what would you have to say about transportation in Lagos? What is the way forward? We're having all kinds of all kind of solution coming up here and there. What should Lagos be looking at?
Yeah, thank you. I've said this repeatedly. Anyway, I have the opportunity of addressing this issue. The only, from my opinion, it's contestable. People might challenge that. In my opinion, I think the only solution to Lagos transport problem is a rail system, rail network. So now, when you bring Maruwa and bring Okada and all this, I don't have issues with that.
Yeah.
But the main issue is, what's supposed to be the body? You're supposed to have a body so that you have the arms attached to the body, you have the legs attached to the body. But now, in that case, it is the other way around. You have the Maruwa as the body now, and then attaching other things to it. And then, so it's an aberration, and then we have problems. There is no city of Lagos status anywhere all over the world. A mega city status of more than 10 million. That relies on road transport without a rail system. It's not just going
some
to work.
will point, or some will say, okay, what about India? That's where we even got this whole thing from. First of all, when you talk about keke, even China, well, they have a good railway system. But what about India?
Even India, it will amaze you. I have a friend who just came back from Delhi few days ago, visiting. Went for a conference there. And when he was sharing his experience with me, I was shocked. The only thing you hear maybe in news and all this is all this keke, but it's not entirely true. They have metro system, underground system. Now, some people again will argue, there's no way Lagos has the smallest land area in Nigeria, and then because of that, there's no way we can develop that. We don't have space for rail system and all that.
Yeah.
Then another argument will be, okay, why not go underground? No, you can't do that in Lagos. Lagos is below sea level. These arguments are not tenable from my own perspective.
But do you think we can go underground? Do you think we can do that?
Yes, if it was possible to have a tunnel under English Channel from UK, from London to Paris, under the ocean.
Yeah.
So we still have some. I think we can do
I
that.
think my biggest problem, even with the rail system, we have our blue line. We have a rail line project actually
that was abandoned.
That has been abandoned in Lagos, and I think that's the injustice, as far as I'm concerned, being done to people. Yes, and you have an idea of a solution. You have even embarked on solving a problem, and I see this prevalent in different sectors. You have a project start to solve a key problem in the society, and the project is abandoned or not done with any sense of urgency.
Yeah.
You understand? Urgency by those who rule us is very, very important. You understand? Not that, okay, we know that there is this problem, because this narrative you always even hear, oh, we have the blue line coming up for how long?
It will, sorry to interrupt you, it will interest you that blue line started almost the same time with the similar project in Ethiopia. Now they are running their own and it's working.
Wow.
We abandoned our own. after spending so much money.
All right, so remember, you can be part of this. You can just call us up 0700 923 923 923. That is 0700 923 923 923. Or send a message to 0817 313 6193. Let us know what you think. We're talking about housing, transportation here in Lagos. How can we solve the problem? I'm talking about transportation, housing here in Lagos. We need to think outside the box. So if you have anything you want to contribute, call us up right now and let us know what that thing is. All right, 0700 923 923 923 or 0817-313-6193. That's where you want to send your message to. All right, so
Katrin, let's have your perspective.
Yes. I totally agree. We need a railway system here. And I remember when I went the first time to India, to Delhi, at our first morning, we were shocked in a way seeing a railway station there.
Yeah.
So, and that's 13 years ago.
Yeah.
And I think there are new things in terms of transportation coming in. Now we have, for a couple of years already, Uber and so on. We have go-karters now, all right. That's interesting, but it's definitely not a solution. I mean, it's a solution for myself when I need a taxi or when I have to go somewhere quickly, but it's not a solution for the city.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what about the sea? Are we forgetting that?
Yeah, so I think
what about this?
Let's have doctors
again, like I said, nothing wrong with all these different modes of transportation.
Sorry, let's just pick this.
Okay.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and location, please.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Magnus.
Magnus, go ahead, talk to us. Let's have your thoughts.
Yeah, the key thing is there. The management, that's what we call marking best in class, or benchmarking best in class. It's wrong. Who said that Lagos is too small? Like you mentioned, we can do underground. Even the so-called tram that have been doing it for the past 10 years or so, they cannot finish it. They're not halfway finished. Are you understanding me?
Go ahead.
Even our canal system is poorly constructed. You know, in North London, where they call Warrington, I happen to have visited there. They have canals because the way that this huge boat is coming, the bridge will collapse, and if it passes, it would continue. And our canals are not very deep to encourage maybe waterway transport system. The roads, let me just say, the roads are not well planned. We don't have plan system in Nigeria. That's the case thing.
Yeah.
And if we have good plan system in Nigeria, where at a particular point you're supposed to have intercessory roads and other stuff. It's not so. The thing is, if other people have underground, we should have underground. The key thing is, it will take million years to build. And to get it, we might really demolish a lot of.
All right. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Magnus, for talking to us this morning. Yeah, you heard him. Said there's no way we can do something about the on-the-ground system.
Yeah, so, like I said initially, just confirming my opinion about this. It's good to have multimodal system. That is when you integrate all these things, all these systems together, especially the waterways. But again, we have this feeling that, it's waterway that is, it should be the way because you have a lot of water around us in Lagos. I'm telling you and I'm arguing that it's not the way. It's one of the arms or one of the legs that we have to attach to the body. And the body still remains the rail system.
All right, hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Yes, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name, where are you calling from?
I'm James. I'm calling from Magodo.
All right, James, go ahead.
All right. Three critical things for me, which your speakers touched on.
Yes.
One is the issue of mortgage financing and access to housing. First, I think on that note, a number of things need to be addressed from a systemic point of view. We have failed as a people, as a nation, to to make adequate provisions for growth and for expansion of growth economically.
Okay.
And we've abandoned primary or foundational issues that can thrive every economy. In Europe and America, when you have where to put your head, it helps you to think, articulate your thoughts, and you're able to build and contribute to the economy.
Okay.
But here, we haven't made such provision. And we are going and talking about becoming a mega city. I reckon the foundational issues of living should be dealt with. And we have land masses in Lagos. Let's not be deceived that, yes, it could be the smallest in terms of land mass in the country, but we have areas where buildings can be built for different cadres of the economy, and then the mortgage institution is strengthened. It's financed from people pay pensions. People pay a lot. What do we do with a pension investment? Where do all these things go? Yes, we talk about tax all the time, but I reckon we're not even beaming light on pension funds. People pay pensions and yet they pay housing funds.
Okay.
Only for them to have access to 50 million. What is the procedure? Where, so it's a systemic issue, and we know where the problem lies, but we don't want to deal with it. It's a shame, but I mean, those are issues. That's one. The second one.
Quickly now.
Transportation and all of that. The truth is, we have to build structures, economic structures in rural areas.
All right.
That's what we see ourselves.
Okay.
There's going to continue to be a shift, and it will not. The center will not hold everything.
All right.
That's the work plan that we have. I reckon it's a tough one, but slowly and surely, I pray we will get there.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, quickly, I would like to tap something from Doctor about flooding in Lagos.
Voila.
And how will I know we even spoke about, but I want his perspective before he goes on flooding in Lagos. I know there's a project that you've been part of, which is a wetland protection project. What would you like to say about that?
Yeah, God has been wonderful to us in this part of the world. I always tell people we are lucky to be the best country in the whole world in terms of natural features. Nothing is challenging us except self-inflicted problems.
Yeah.
And which flooding is part of it. Now we have this natural drainage basin within Lagos that we need to manage effectively to serve the purpose that God has created those drainage channels to serve. For instance, as retention pool, when you have heavy downpour, which will always come, and then when you have heavy downpour, it's run off to those natural drainage channels, and then percolates gradually. So the project is all about mainland Green Park area, and it's kind of a very big project in the sense of it, which again in the implementation will have to be in phases for us to be able to effectively do that. One of the things we will have in mind is we want to have urban farming, we want to have cycle track, we want to have pedestrian walkways and all that, where people can keep fit, like according to what Katrin said and your interest anyway. So interestingly, it will interest you that even in Nigeria here before, I at times when people are talking about bikeability and all that, it started in those around early 1900 in Lagos. So people were cycling and all that.
Yeah, so I saw a picture once. Yeah. It was amazing. It was this traffic. Yeah, you see people,
Exactly. It's not known to us. We got it wrong at a particular point, which we need to trace back.
Yeah. Let's just take this last one. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you calling from?
Okay, my name is Julia. I'm calling from Nigeria.
All right, you have 45 seconds. Let's do this.
All right. I don't know something. The way and the way we do. I've been to places that have the same similar environment like Lagos. That is Orlando and even Garrison in Texas. In Orlando, there are retention pools.
Hello? Hello, you there?
Yeah, there is a this thing now, houses have been built. So how do you expect that we will not have flash flood anytime it rains. And the government, they will allow all this, do this, to go on. So that's the problem.
It's speaking to the
I guess I understand what he was trying to say. Again, this is one of the major problems. That what led to the project in first instance. The whole idea is, okay, we want to preserve areas around this wetland so that we minimize people's encroachment, for instance, and then preserve the integrity of the wetland. So the whole idea is we have some guidelines, at least in terms of planning controls and guidelines along those channels, so that we don't just allow any people to go there. And I say, like I said, this thing should be implemented in phases. One of the things I personally we suggest is that we should embrace this urban farming thing. One, to preserve to keep the territory, the boundary of the channel itself, so that we prevent further encroachment. Then two things will happen. We provide a lot of opportunity for people to do farming. You have access to fresh vegetables and all that. And then the land will still serve its purpose of retaining that water, which is the original intention of God when He created those channels. Yeah. So I think we should have to start thinking along this direction. All right. And don't be scared by the monetary cost of putting it on.
Yes. All right, so let's have your last words before we go.
Your last words. What would you say about we moving forward in terms of how to really plan a city like Lagos? What do you think would be the key things that we need to begin to consider? Who are the people we should start considering? Those who govern us, what should be the right perspective in driving the vision for the state?
I think people have to realize we have to think of the urban poor. I mean, the informal sector. They is something like 2/3 of the population. They are the backbone of the economy here. And I think that's so important to provide housing or to make housing accessible. It's not necessary to give out apartments or whatever, but to make it accessible. And I would like to think of a city that is for everybody. It's for pedestrians, it's for people who are cycling, and it's for people who enjoy public space. Parks, not only restaurants and so on. So a city that is for everybody.
All right.
Interesting.
That's nice. I can see the picture already.
Yes.
Let's walk to the park.
Yes,
on Sundays.
Cycle to the park.
Cycle to the park as well. Amazing stuff.
Muyiwa, let's have your last shot.
Thank you. Going by these SDG indicators, we said we want to develop a system that will leave no one behind. So in order not to leave everyone behind, what is important from my own point of view, we have to look about how we manage our land. This is critical. If you don't get it right from that basic principle, then everything will be faulty. Think about the land, think about housing, think about the people. We all have rights to stay in Lagos. We can't drive anybody back. As they are coming in, if they don't go back, we can't push them away. We have to plan for them.
All right.
Interesting. So that's the show for today, and next week will be another date. There's the book I have this book I want to give out. So for as many people that can reach out to us, you can have it. So some of the ideas we've shared on this program, there's a book that you can find them in. It's called Urban Planning Processes in Lagos. Urban Planning Processes in Lagos, published by Erich Stuttgart, Nigeria, and with Fabulous Urban. So you have access to it. If all you just need to do is to send your name to the telephone number I'm about to call. So get ready your pen and your paper. 0908 5023 108. 0908 5023 108. So just send a text your name to that number and you'll be able to get the book. It's called Urban Planning Processes in Lagos by Erich Stuttgart, and this program is also supported by Erich Stuttgart. The book covers different topics about urban planning processes in Lagos. It covers housing, mobility, solid waste management, flood management, strategic planning, and urban mega projects. It's something that will enlighten you on what we need to do in a city like Lagos. So if you need the book, just send a message to that number. Thank you. It's been a lovely show. Thank you, Doctor. Finally, we got you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Katrin, thank you so much. I'm used to you interviewing me, and today I'm the one interviewing you.
Imagine how tables turn. All right, we're going to do this again same time next week on Rethinking Lagos Show, live on Inspiration FM 92.3. Have a wonderful one today.